Welcome all. In the last video, we have discussed resonance. Then we know that at resonance, circuit has a purely resistive impedance. Then next thing, resonant frequency formula 1 upon under root LC. Then this LC series combination act as short circuit in resonance. Then the graph of impedance versus frequency. So at resonant frequency, we are having minimum impedance. And when omega is less than omega 0, the nature of the circuit is capacitive in nature, power factor is leading power factor. When omega greater than omega 0, the nature of the circuit is inductive in nature and power factor is lagging power factor. And at omega equal to omega 0, circuit is resistive in nature and power factor is unity. So let's continue our discussion. Also in the last video, we have derived the expression for impedance. This is the impedance, right? So let's continue with this. So we know that current is Vm upon magnitude of Z, and just put the value of Z here. So again here, as omega is changing, my current will change. So I will try to plot a graph of current versus frequency. Then if I plot a graph, I will get this type of behavior. I will get this type of nature. So at resonant frequency, the current is maximum. The reason is that I is inversely proportional to Z. And at resonance, impedance is minimum. That's why current is maximum. So at resonance frequency, the current is maximum value. Also, the power dissipated is maximum at resonance. Now we have two more frequencies, omega 1 and omega 2. At these frequencies, the current is 0.707 Vm by R. So at this frequency, the power dissipated is half of the maximum value. At omega 1 and omega 2, the power dissipated is half of the maximum value. That's why this omega 1 and omega 2 are also called as half power frequencies. Okay, so at resonance, power dissipated is highest because current is highest, and it is nothing but I RMS square into R, and we know that RMS equal to Im by root 2. I RMS equal to Im by root 2. So just put it over here. So power dissipated equal to 1 by 2 Im square by R. And in terms of Im is nothing but Vm by R. So at resonant frequency, the power dissipated is maximum and it is 1 by 2 Vm square by R. At these frequencies, omega 1 and omega 2, the dissipated power is half of the maximum value. So power at omega 1 frequency, power at omega 2 frequency, it is half. Half of this is what? So 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 Vm square by R, that means 1 by 4 Vm square by R. And these omega 1 and omega 2 are called as half power frequencies. The value of omega 1 and omega 2 can be determined by some derivation, and it comes out as minus R by 12 plus under root R by 12 whole square plus 1 by LC. And omega 2 is R by 12 plus under root R by 12 whole square plus 1 by LC. So we will not go in the derivation. We have to remember the formula for omega 1 and omega 2 only. Again, this second term is same in both omega 1 and omega 2. Here it is R by minus R by 12 and here it is R by 12. Then there is some relationship with the half power frequency and resonant frequency. The relation is that resonant frequency equal to under root of omega 1 omega 2. That means it is the geometric mean of half power frequency. Resonant frequency is the geometric mean of half power frequencies. So now next point is bandwidth. And how you will define bandwidth? It is defined as the difference between the two half power frequency. Bandwidth meaning is useful range. What is the meaning of bandwidth? Useful range. So we generally consider that up to the point when our power is 50 or greater than 50%, that frequencies only we consider as a useful frequency. When our power reduces less than 50%, we do not consider this as the useful frequency and we do not include it in the bandwidth. So that's why it is defined as the difference between two half power frequencies. As you can see here, so we are just neglecting this below omega 1 and after omega 2, and we are just considering this much because here we will get good amount of power, and at these frequencies here we will get less amount of power, here we will get less amount of power, and that frequencies are useless, so we will ignore that frequency. So my bandwidth is or useful frequency is simply between omega 1 and omega 2. So it is the difference between this omega 2 and omega 1. So bandwidth equal to omega 2 minus omega 1. Bandwidth equal to omega 2 minus omega 1. And what is the value of omega 2? Here is the value of omega 2 and here is the value of omega 1. So just substitute the value. Then this term and this term gets cancelled out. I will be left with r by 2l, and here minus minus becomes plus. So r by 12 plus r by 12. So bandwidth comes out as r by l. So this formula you should remember that bandwidth for series RLC circuit is r by l. And as there is no capacitance, so bandwidth is independent of capacitor value. It is depending only on the resistance value and inductor value because it is bandwidth equal to r by l. Okay. So now next is quality factor. So it is the ratio of resonant frequency to bandwidth. So quality factor equal to, it is denoted by Q. So Q equal to resonant frequency omega 0 divided by bandwidth. So just substitute the value of bandwidth. Bandwidth is R by L. So quality factor is omega 0 divided by R by L. This L will come in the numerator. So quality factor formula is omega 0 L divided by R. Quality factor is omega 0 L divided by R. Now I can use the relation of resonant frequency. Omega naught is 1 upon under root LC. And I can substitute the value of L from this expression. So one more expression for quality factor is Q equal to 1 upon omega 0 CR. 1 upon resonant frequency into CR. Also, instead of omega naught, if I substitute 1 upon under root LC, one more formula for quality factor is quality factor equal to 1 by R under root L by C. So you must remember all these three formulas for of quality factor. First one, omega 0 L by R. Second one, 1 upon omega 0 CR. Third one, 1 upon R under root L by C. Even for the competitive exams, they may ask if R is increased, what is the effect on quality factor? Whether quality factor will improve or it will decrease. Like that, questions are always possible. So remember these three formulas of quality factor. Then next, you can see here, the quality factor is inversely proportional to bandwidth. So if quality factor value is small, we will get large bandwidth. So here omega 1 and omega 2, our useful frequency range will be more if quality factor value is small. If Q is small. And if quality factor value is large, that means bandwidth will be, if quality factor value is large, that means bandwidth will be small. Or you can say that if bandwidth is small, quality factor will be large because of inverse relationship. So if bandwidth is small, quality factor will be large. So here it is omega 1, bandwidth is small and quality factor for this case is large. So from graph also you should be able to identify the which one is giving you the high quality factor, like that. So bandwidth small means quality factor is large, and if bandwidth is large, that means quality factor is small. And selectivity, next point is selectivity. It is the ability of circuit to respond to certain frequencies and discard all other frequencies. Just like if I tune to one particular frequency, I want to listen a song from one particular station. So what I will do, I should want that particular frequency, and I should reject all other frequencies. Okay. So if my quality factor is large, my circuit is more selective in nature. and that means I am listening particular song only. That's why high quality factor value is always desired. And as you can see here from graph, try to understand that if quality factor is small, okay, here so many frequencies are coming. Here so many frequencies are coming. But if my quality factor is large, only limited frequencies are coming. So to select particular frequencies and discard all other frequencies, your quality factor should be large value or high value. Okay. Thank you.